future, talk radio will actually educate, inspire, and make you think. The future is now. Topics and music that affect your life from Universal Broadcasting Network. Tune in at ubnradio.com.
This. Hi, welcome back to Plus This. I'm Kathy Deach.
And I am Eva Tingley.
Returned.
I am returned.
Huzzah, huzzah,
huzzah. Indeed.
We missed you.
Oh,
what a gorgeous frock you're wearing for your return.
I mean, Iona in New York did not do me wrong.
No, it's pretty.
I mean, I love it.
Yeah, I love mine too. I'm real shiny
and it's so soft.
comfy.
And you guys can't really tell, but I'm like super asymmetrical.
Yeah, you show a little leg.
Well, like both my arms are asymmetrical and my legs are asymmetrical.
Yes.
It's like I'm living my asymmetrical life.
You are. And I love the photos of you that we took, and we'll be posting them later. We had like
we went and had a little fun photo shoot.
Yeah, it felt very Italia.
Yeah,
Italia, which is great because we have Rachel Imbriglio here. I almost did it.
You were like,
Imbriglio.
Imbriglio, yes.
And I'm pretty sure that's Italian.
I'm gonna get. That's probably a good guess.
I'm gonna guess it. Yeah, but she's here, guys. She's a casting director. Absolutely
filmmaker,
dedicated to diversity, especially body diversity, and we can't wait to talk about her journey with that. And she's turned into a filmmaker too.
Yes,
yeah,
which is really exciting. So
which
we're gonna talk about our little thing.
A little bit about
we're a little bit about film. We're a little bit into filmmaking ourselves.
Films,
films,
and you might be just watching because we blasted that we are premiering our short film, our first turn at producing and creating content. Other than this content, which
other than this content that we produce every single week.
Yes.
But this was actually scripted content, which was a lot more work than we planned.
And it also was shorter than we thought it was going to. Like we did it in a short day. Like we didn't
it was amazing.
Yeah, we pulled it in.
So you guys have to stay tuned to watch it right here.
Yes.
Oh, and if you're listening to this on our podcast, you'll have to find us on YouTube or on Facebook and watch it there.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Can we have a little chat about
why I was out?
Why you were out?
Yeah.
You said you wanted to talk about
I did want to talk about it because Kathy and Rosa a little bit lied last week very sweetly to keep my privacy. But so I wasn't sick, actually. I had a miscarriage, and it was really, really sad and really hard. And my doctor had put me on bed rest, which was really hard for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm such a want to go and do all the things. And so it was really, really hard. And I wanted to specifically talk about it because so many women don't talk about it. And so many women have a lot of shame around it. And I felt those feelings. I really felt bad that I had told my mom that I was pregnant. And then literally hours later, I was in the ER and having a miscarriage. That was heartbreaking, and I felt like I failed my Peter, and I felt like I failed my family. So it was really hard, and this is really hard talking about it.
Yeah,
but I shouldn't feel shame about it, and women shouldn't feel shame about it because it happens more times than not, and it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you, and it doesn't mean that you did anything wrong. And I read a lot, and I've talked to a lot of people, and in fact I talked to a mutual friend of ours who has had 3 miscarriages. And when I talked to her about one of the spiritual books that I was reading that said that having a miscarriage is because of fear, she was so mad. She was so mad. And she was so funny about it because she was like, "No, there's no way that this would happen," and blah blah blah. There's no way because when every woman who gets pregnant is scared,
is afraid. Yeah.
So I mean, it just was really helpful to talk to other women who have gone through that experience, and to read online how many women that happens to. And I just wanted to talk about it because there's such a stigma around it, and women just don't talk about that loss and how hard it is.
And also people's journeys to even getting pregnant.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's also a stigma, and it always feels really private and really personal until, like, no one can hide it and you have a giant belly, right?
Right.
Like, then all of a sudden everyone's like, yay, parties, showers, all these things. And they make all the plans for you.
Well, and they tell you, like, my doctor was like, don't tell anybody. You don't tell anybody. I mean, I think she assumed that Peter was Jewish because she was like, it's Jewish law. She's like looking at him. It's Jewish law. You don't tell anybody for the first 12 weeks. And we were like, well, we're not Jewish. But my sister was really great. Both of my sisters were really great. And they were like, look, we're going to celebrate this life as long as it is there. And we're going to grieve with you because that's what family does. And, like, I can't even imagine, like, having not told anybody and having to just deal with my feelings by myself and not having told you. I mean, we talk all the time. And if I, like, didn't tell you, I can't imagine that. And why? Why are we not? Why are women suffering in silence or by themselves or dealing with it on their own? Like, we shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I definitely agree. And I think that, this in the news and everything with all of this stuff about women, like, silencing themselves about anything that they feel shame about, that is literally not under their control.
Right.
And I think that it was really great that you decided to take this moment and say, if we're really going to talk about what women go through, this is also part of that journey. Like, this happens to people, and it's not great. But also,
no, I mean, and it was not great for Peter either. I mean, he also suffered, and I don't want to deny that. And actually, it was just so funny because on This Is Us, they did an episode where Chrissy Metz had a miscarriage.
Yes.
Her character had a miscarriage. And a lot of the stuff that I had seen, like, she was like, this is what I'm going through. And I was like, I mean, yes, but also Peter also has lost a child.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I am not alone in that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I just really felt like it was important to talk about, and felt like people need to talk about it. Women specifically need to talk about it, because I think that had maybe I known that so many women that I knew personally had a miscarriage, then I wouldn't. I guess it just happens more than you think. So I guess I would have maybe not. I don't know. I don't know if that I wouldn't have felt as bad, because it just really sucked. But
knowledge of power.
Yes, just
knowledge
like
is power.
having knowing that I had so many people who were in the same boat as me.
Yeah, for sure. It is.
Yeah.
It's part of our experience, and it is not easy either way. You know what I mean? Like, whether it's something you're hoping for or something that takes you by surprise. And
you and I have talked about when I went to the fertility doctor, and the fertility doctor literally was like, let's talk about the elephant in the room. And I was like, you're talking about me, right? Like, you're saying that I'm so fat that's the reason why we're struggling getting pregnant.
yeah.
And I, like, lost my mind, like, literally burst out crying and was like, fat girls get pregnant all this time. I mean, I literally, like, reacted that way. And he was like, first of all, I didn't say fat. And I was like, whatever.
You said elephant.
You said elephant, which is, like, bigger than fat, jerk.
Please suck a bag of dicks.
And it was really hard for me, because I felt like the whole reason why we were struggling getting pregnant was because of me.
Yeah.
Like, it couldn't have possibly been anything else, or the timing was off, or whatever. So,
But you have a new doctor, and you got great advice.
yeah, he was just like, have sex more
and go away.
Yeah, and he's like, here's your prescription. Go to Palm Springs and get a nice bottle of wine. I was like,
amazing.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that.
Amazing. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Thank you for being willing to let me share that.
Oh my God, of course. I mean, like, without
because
a
it's
doubt.
tough. It's a tough topic.
And I really want to like fight for me and Rosa. We really didn't like lie. We said you were like laid out.
You said you were. I was sick, and I was like,
I
that's a lie,
don't
I'm
know
not
that
sick.
I said sick. I think I said laid out, which you were.
I believe you said sick because I was like, oh.
We're gonna check the tape.
Anyway,
guys.
it doesn't matter. Let's talk about Lizzo.
Yes,
we
so
went to Lizzo.
We went to Lizzo. We didn't get to talk about it. So, guys,
Was the best night
Lizzo
ever.
Literally gave me everything and more that I figured.
I mean, we have some pictures of her that we have to show. Oh, good. You're
Yes.
looking at them now. And
Please go to our Instagram.
That's
and
literally
her
what she
Instagram.
was wearing the night of the concert that we went to go see her. And I told Kathy, I'm like, her outfit literally looks like how an orgasm feels. It's like pink all over, and then it had like sparkles like right on her
Rhinestones
and then
from
right-
below,
I mean,
and
just,
then
like,
went
all over her body. Oh,
And she was dancing. It was like this hot pink light so much, and her dancers are amazing.
and then she like
and
busted out a flute.
She busted out a flute, and I literally lost my mind.
I know. We were
I
like,
literally
what
lost my
is
mind.
happening
Everything
right now?
was just dead after that. I just died.
And we
I
had a
absolutely
great vantage point from where we were
It was good. It was loud as
It was
fuck,
really loud. We were right
but-
by the speaker.
But and hearing later was hard.
Well, I brought
But
earplugs.
you were really smart. I did not. I was just like living my life. And
You
I was
were.
like, ow.
You're like, oh, tinnitus. It's
Sorry.
real.
Oh, ow.
It
ow.
was so amazing.
But we made a friend there.
We
She was
did.
really cute.
Her name
and
was Cinnamon, and she was so awesome.
She was so awesome and like drove from far away and
Yeah.
came. And hopefully we'll see her again. Cinnamon plus bus.
Cinnamon.
All we do is
plus
talk
bus.
about the plus bus.
We did. We
All
talked.
we do is talk
I
about
know.
the plus bus. There we go. As Jen Wilder says, y'all are obsessed. And
I
I'm
know.
like, don't judge us.
Just
we are.
don't be mad. We're bringing
Don't
you
be
business,
mad.
bitch.
But we did go see Lizzo, and she was like radiant and extraordinary and amazing.
And her
also,
dancers.
Oh, her dancers. The whole thing was just awesome.
Go to her Instagram and watch everything. I mean, just look at all
be
the
obsessed
video.
with her like we are. But also, my Dichella dream came true.
Dichella did come true. Kelly Clarkson and Pink sang together at the AMAs.
Literally, it was not planned until after. It was like literally.
You witchy
I
pooed
witchy
that.
pooed it. And
You
it,
totally
I
did.
totally did.
Wait, and first of all, I just have to point out, because I think we have some pictures, if we're not putting them up yet, of Pink and Kelly Clarkson singing, but Kelly Clarkson's wardrobe
In
that
general,
night
unbelievable.
was unbelievable. Not to mention that her husband is super hot.
So cute.
They're so cute together. I
Oh my
can't even
God.
stand
Wait,
it.
you haven't seen Carpool Karaoke yet.
No, I have
You're
not.
gonna lose your mind.
No,
I'm
I was
posting
doing a
it,
lot
guys.
of
It's-
inner work. I've been doing a lot of inner work lately.
but this was just like yesterday.
Yes, I know. So I haven't seen it yet. I was like, I have to make a choice here.
But it is tremendous, and he and her husband's on it.
Oh,
That's all
and
I will say.
I love all of the carpool karaoke. It's like my
At
favorite
the end
thing
of this
ever.
broadcast, I've scheduled it to be posted.
Oh, good.
So,
then I'll
everyone
be like,
knows.
this makes it easy for
As
me.
soon as it's over, bloop, it'll pop up. People
Oh my gosh,
online watching
yes.
right now. So, but Pink and Kelly, I'll call her Kelly.
Kelly.
She totally, like, the looks in their eyes singing at each other, like just the love and respect they had for each other. And you can tell they both were like, we don't really know this song that well. But we're going to be there for each other and just love whatever this person does. And I'm sure, like, a lot of reasons, it was picked for a lot of reasons, probably because it wasn't a lot of words. But it also was like, I'm just kind of like, there's going to be more of that. Like, we're going to figure out like a duet,
I know,
cover
something.
album. Let's
Do
witchy
it.
poo that.
Yes, I just need them
Oh
to make
my
an album
God.
together.
Christian Siriano did her red carpet dress, which was
No,
bomb.
didn't Christian Siriano do all of her clothes?
Oh, did you do the feather
He did
cape?
the feather thing for sure.
Oh
I know
my
that for sure, and it's
God.
so beautiful. And she killed that medley that she
Oh.
did, which was
Yeah.
just like unbelievable.
Unbelievable. We're going.
Ugh.
We have to go to that concert. We have to figure that out.
Stop.
That's over this summer.
Yes.
She's going to do the voice. We all know everything about you, Kelly.
Yeah, and we're
And
gonna have you on our show. It's just
we're gonna
happening.
make that
It's gonna
happen, too.
somehow.
We'll see.
We're
We'll see how we
manifesting
get it.
it.
We're going to do
We're
it.
doing all the
so dreams
chants.
come true. So guys, I don't know if you know, but Eva is the subject of an amazing
Not
art
just
show.
me.
Yeah, but
you
did you
are
bring the
too.
I didn't bring the postcard with me.
Oh no!
I wanted
Do I
to
have it?
show
Oh
everybody.
dang!
your
Wait, no, we have
signed-
it. Oh,
your
my signed
postcard. So we did an amazing photo shoot with a fine art photographer, Marjorie Salvatierra. Did I say it right? Oh my
Yes.
god, I'm so excited. I'm nailing it
Wait,
today.
Jarvis, just so you know, we're skipping over that. We're going to go to the next segment. Just skipping over this.
Yes,
Okay.
we're going to skip it because I feel like it's more important
Yes.
that Eva had this experience
Oh, it was nuts.
at the gallery. I could not go because I was teaching.
So they had an opening. Yeah, they had an opening.
It was really fast. It was like a quick and dirty opening.
Yeah, it was like, hey, this is happening tomorrow night. And I was
And
like,
you
oh.
guys can still go see it if you want. It's for
It's
next.
at the Fabric Gallery in Culver City. It's in
Yeah,
Culver
on
City
La
Arts District.
Yeah.
And so, mind you, there are giant prints of me and Kathy and Joy Nash and like all these other women that we had a really great photo shoot with. But mind you, so can you put the picture of me up, Jarvis? The one
Eva has
you
a
can't might not be able. No,
red
that's
wig.
Kathy. That's Kathy. This one. Okay, so this is me. This picture is up in Fabric Gallery, and it is huge. It is super. The print is ginormous, and so I went looking like me. I don't look like that. I don't have a wig on. I don't have cigarettes in my mouth, and I got to watch people's reaction to looking at it.
Yeah.
And some people, I mean, like people loved it, and people were also repulsed by it, and it was really fascinating to watch.
Yeah.
People like go up and like talk to their like I was watching, you know, I'm a people person. I like people watching, and like watch these two ladies like look and be like make little like really grotesque, like they were really grossed out by it. And then watched people who like had the postcard. Mind you, this is how they're advertising the thing is with my face. the whole thing is. You go to their website,
With
it's
a
like
cigarette
me,
hanging out of her mouth.
which is like poor Marjorie's like. So can we light the cigarette? I'm like, no. I'm like, no, I don't smoke. No. I'm like, that's not happening. She's like, okay, I'm gonna light it and then we'll put it out. I'm like, okay, I can do that. Anyway, so people would like go up with the postcard and like take a picture of them with the postcard with the giant picture of me behind them. So it was like a real like arc of people, right?
Yeah.
Like some people like really loved it, some people really hated it, and some people were like, eh.
Yeah. That's
But it was
so
really fascinating. And then the
interesting.
curator was just like, oh, here's the postcard. La 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 li la 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 li la.
Guys,
This one is
it's
not
awesome.
autographed by me yet.
But if you want, you can order them from us. I bet we would get one to you.
Maybe we would mail one to you, an autographed one. It is hilarious and totally like not my personality. So when I met the curator of the place, he's like, wow, it's just really, it's like, I'm really shocked that it's you. I'm like, yeah, this is a character I'm playing. This is not me in any way,
me.
shape, or form.
Exactly. Exactly.
So it was really fun.
I love that. And I can't wait to go. And I'm going to go and I'm going to peep people.
Yeah, they're
staring at
open
it, too.
Tuesday to Saturday from 11 to 6.
Yeah, I got to get there. I don't know who's going to come. Who's going to come? Who's going to
Yeah,
come with me? I'm going to look in the comments.
go with Kathy.
Who
It's
wants
at
to come with me?
2636 South La Cienega Boulevard in LA. And or you can check it out at fabricprojects.com. FABRIK projects.com.
Excellent.
We have to take a break.
We do have to take a break.
And bring in
bring out Rachel Imbriglio. She'll be in the hot seat when we come back. Plus this.
Do you know that 67% of American women are size 14 and above?
You mean they look like this?
Yeah, girl.
So then where are we in television and film?
And where are we in fashion magazines and clothing stores?
Yeah.
So we want to help out entertainment and fashion and media.
Catch the F up.
Topics get hot. We want to hear what y'all have to say.
And they will get hot.
Absolutely
I have
true.
a question for you. It's kind of like a dirty little one. So if you had to do a love scene with somebody else famous, who would it be?
Oscar Isaac.
Love how I asked you that and you had an answer like right away.
We sang, we laughed, we cried. We
You
actually
gotta go
didn't
back.
cry.
No, we didn't cry.
We didn't cry.
Everybody should be able to be seen in, I mean, maybe not every single campaign, but
let's try to include it in as many campaigns as we can.
Which we told you.
We're just putting it in the
meditate,
cauldron for you.
We're gonna get those candles.
Yeah.
People are having sex with us. We need to show that we're like part of this society, and being sexual is part of that.
Absolutely.
So tough titty, you're fucking uncomfortable. Yeah.
Watch a fat girl love herself.
Applause, applause,
But just
applause.
us.
Just us applauding.
Applauding.
Thank
So good.
Plus this. Hi, we're
Hi,
back, and so is Rachel Imbriglio.
Yeah.
she's here.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you for coming on our
you.
show.
Oh, I'm happy to be here.
What wonderful talisman are you wearing?
What? You don't know what that is?
Oh, it's from Harry Potter.
Yes, it's Hermione. What is
Yes,
it called?
It's the Time Turner.
Time
Turner.
It would be very
Yes.
helpful if it was.
I mean, I
real.
really wish it was a real thing.
Right?
I would be like, boop, living my life.
Well, all of the things you've been doing, for sure.
Yes, you
Like,
have been
there's
busy.
only so many hats you can wear.
Yeah. Yes.
and still have like sleep.
Yes.
I mean, sleep is what I typically give up. So.
Now I love this because you were totes roped in by your friends,
Yeah, it happens.
which we love, totally supportive of you.
Mm-hmm.
But I love that you are a casting director, which I've never met, by the way, who has
yeah.
literally come out
Yeah.
and said, I am for body diversity.
Right.
Like, I am about body
Right, like
positivity.
this is very important to me.
It was, I had a career switch a few years ago, and my decision was specifically to do casting because that is what was important to me. I think I kind of thought about where my values lied and what was kind of the thing that I wasn't seeing in the industry. I knew I wanted to be in the entertainment industry somewhat, and I knew it was casting, and I knew it was making people think a little bit more just about doing things a little bit differently than they've done so far.
So you, from the get-go of you doing this, have decided that this is the way to be. This isn't something that you've sort of come into.
No. I mean, I suppose some people could come into it, but I think especially because I had been in talent management and I had been in marketing and post. I had done some other things. So it was hard to start over as a casting assistant where you don't have that much say, but knowing full well, like, I just have to keep at it, even with bosses and people that don't necessarily agree with this decision, and just don't let it jade my perception or my mind of what I'm looking for as far as getting a diverse cast in every way, in body positivity and diversity in age and in color and in everything else.
What's the hardest conversation you've had with a colleague about what you envision?
So easy questions. No, I don't know. I don't know if it's when it was a conversation necessarily. I think what it was is starting out at the beginning, knowing what I wanted to do, knowing I didn't have much choice or sway to get where I wanted to go, and kind of listening to people. And you know it happens with producers or casting people or anyone, listening to them kind of tear people apart once the actors are gone, once the door is closed. And I think that can really wear on your psyche, and that's less a conversation or a fight that you have and more of just an internal reminding yourself, I'm different. That's not my belief system, and I'm not going to buy into what they're saying.
Wow, that just shut me up.
I know. I'm like, all the wheels are turning. All the wheels are turning. Ay, ay, ay.
Listen, you've come at a real opportune time because me and Eva are questioning all of our life choices.
I mean,
right now.
honestly, we're just like, what is happening right now? What are we doing?
We really are questioning the whole system and how it works. And
Right.
I mean, more than ever, like today that we're releasing this thing that we created, it even makes us realize like that is really the thing that we want to do, because waiting around for someone else to give you the opportunity is not even
or
an
waiting
option.
around for someone to write something that your story
Yeah.
Exactly.
is something that is like excruciating, right?
Yeah. Well, it will happen in bits and pieces more and more where we'll be looking for body diversity and casting. But I think the problem is what's sellable and what's out there right now. It's just so different that, yeah, you are going to need outsiders and influencers to say, no, it's already here and we can do this to kind of prove the point.
And by the way, I am convinced that shows with plus size women as the series regulars actually do well because of that.
Oh, absolutely.
So the thing that it's not sellable or people don't want to see that is not true.
No, it's an industry myth, but at the same time, because it's so rare, no one can point to it
and
until
say,
This Is Us, and there's shows like Heathers that just have randomly cast someone of plus size, which is very exciting that it's happening. But this is also Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, of course, but it's so rare that you don't have the marketplace proof,
right? But it's
until This Is Us came out and kind of
blew that out.
Totally.
Now, what is the project that you right now are the most excited about?
Well, the one that just came out that I'm really excited about that I worked on this summer is called Versus. It's on Awesomeness TV. You can watch it on Go90, either online or on your cell phones, depending. And it is a series about high school female lacrosse players, and we were told from the beginning that we were allowed to look for all bodies of all sizes. So we got a chance to, just audition people outside of the box and outside traditionally what you would think of a lacrosse player looking like, which was great because I got to meet a bunch of new actors that I hadn't seen before. We cast some very cool girls, and it was also an opportunity to just put it in front of the producers consistently. So having the Awesomeness TV executives and Gatorade executives seeing people that they weren't typically seeing as we were sending them links daily and saying, hey, what about this person? And just nudging them towards the edge of the box.
And did you feel like they were resistant to those bigger bodies, or were they like, oh, okay? Because I feel like you might, as casting, bring people in and they still don't cast that bigger body because in their mind, that's not what a lacrosse person looks like.
Right. Well, I would actually argue like some of the lacrosse players, especially when we did some research, they are bigger. They are slightly larger. They don't have the traditional body
it's
type.
like
But yeah,
I mean, they're knocking people over.
Carrying
the
like you can't be a
I mean, I would have been a really kick-ass lacrosse player. I was really aggressive.
You would have great lats.
Oh, I mean, I played soccer for years, so if I could legally bash into someone, probably would have been really good at it.
Priorities.
Also, like a little secret that I want to do is I want to be on a roller derby team, but I really don't have that. I don't have that anymore. But when I was a teenager,
I would be broken all the time. But to answer your question, I don't think they were necessarily resistant. I think they needed to see the option. In their mind, it was healthy and how
they did
promote
cast
healthy. And they cast slightly different sizes, which was great. But the exciting thing was once we had cast them, one of the girls, not that even that she was that large, but just that they weren't about promoting skinny. They were about promoting healthy. So I was watching all these girls' Instagram feeds, and we had from the sticks to the larger sizes all doing workouts in the morning together because one of the girls was also a personal trainer. And so it was just kind of showing that all bodies can do separate.
That health looks different in different bodies. Health doesn't mean thin.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's great that they were open to showing
exactly
that
especially a company like Gatorade. I mean, that's like a big coup.
Yeah. No, it was fun. It was cool to see the final product, and I cast Kirsten Nelson from Psych, whom I adore. So it was fun to see her being the coach and kind of getting the team all together. And it was an exciting and cool project. Excuse me.
Do it.
Cough it out. There's some water there if you need. Well, I'm just curious because Kathy and I had struggled early on about a kids show that cast big people in a really poor light.
Specifically women more than men.
Specifically large women in a very poor light on a kids show.
Over and over and over.
Right. Multiple, many roles came out, which is the point where Kathy and I both told our teams, like, we're not going out for the show anymore. Like, please don't submit me for this show anymore.
I think that's great.
I'm just curious, like, how would you handle it if you noticed that they were casting a bigger person in such a negative
in the
light?
butt of a joke.
Yeah.
Type thing. I mean, since you're not responsible for necessarily the content, it's a conversation that you have with the writers and the producers and saying, like, this is offensive. Have we thought about it? I mean, especially on a kid show. And again, I worked a lot in kids TV and really enjoyed kind of bringing different looks to the mix there. But in a kid show, like, they all have mandates of, like, you have to be, what is it called? Common Core or whatever. They should be promoting the diversity, the inclusivity, everything across the board. Like, their kids are supposed to be learning kindness. So I think, especially in a children's show,
they're not.
You're pointing out, like, this is specifically
No, this show is, like,
the mandate.
literally so, like, I was shocked at how cruel that they were. Like, I was like, how are you teaching kids? You're not teaching kids to be kind to bigger women. You're teaching that they are lower than you, and they're literally at the end of the scene, they, like, dump trash on her head.
Yeah. I mean, this was
It was really bad.
Yeah. This was the third breakdown
of the same
of
the same show.
type of thing. One was they wanted a plus size woman in a bikini on a beach so they could be like, ugh, and, like, kick sand at her or something like that.
Then the second one was she was eating
The
sod.
janitor.
Oh no, that was the third one. The janitor was, like, cleaning the school, finds, like, a rib on the floor and eats it.
Picks it up and eats it.
Oh,
the janitor.
yeah.
And they're like, "Wah."
I mean, I then also think the point is it's great that you guys are saying no. When there's a role that I see offensive in some way, I'll point out that the quality of actor you're going to get is not going to be the same. And the producers need to hear that. They're not comfortable doing this, and here's why. Like, you've offended
But there is
people.
somebody who will do the part.
Yeah.
Usually
Every
there
single
is.
time.
Usually
there is somebody that will be like, I'll do it because, one, I want the money, or one, I want the footage, or one, I want the relationship.
Yeah.
Or I don't want to piss off my agent because, oh my gosh, they might fire me.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
although I would say if your agent or manager is pushing you to do something that's far out of your comfort zone, it's a representation problem.
well, totally. But as an actor, especially if you're beginning and you're just starting out, you're so, like, they have the power instead of, like, I am the actor and actually you work for me. You know, it is a power struggle, and it is nerve-wracking in the beginning. I mean, I had an agent once who told me, Eva, if the breakdown said attractive, I would not submit you for it. And I said to him, thank you so much for saying that to me. We're not going to work together anymore.
Yeah.
Because while I might not be a size 0, I am not unattractive. And I'm not trying to be, like, vain or, like, braggadocious about myself, but that is the truth.
Well,
and so, like, I don't think I've ever had somebody come up to me and be like, Eva, you're so ugly. Like, that's not true.
No,
I'm not a size 0. That is true.
And that's what it needs to be. It needs to be a training of across the board, not just of random casting people. Really, we need agents, we need managers, we need actors who are all going to be thinking, well, I can be submitted for this. I can be a size 14, 18, 20, 30 and still submitted for attractive.
And right after I fired him, I booked Scandal for Sexy Secretary. So
good for you.
What do you have to say about that?
And also, to go back to the point of, like, people feeling like they can't say no for whatever reason.
Yeah.
It's also the problem of there are not opportunities.
Right.
Because people do not see plus size people as attractive or being in romantic relationships or being a lawyer or being, you know what I mean? Like, they don't even, like, envision us in parts that,
like, just
we
regular
are in
people.
the world.
Like, regular people. Like, we only can be, like, the white trash You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's just certain things that we're allowed to be, or dumb, which I never book dumb. Like, my eyes don't look dumb. I don't. It's the reality of a thing. Like, I just can't. I just can't make myself look dumb. It just doesn't happen.
No.
Just like quirky.
Some people can't.
If there's something quirky, I'm probably not booking it because I'm not quirky. I'm just real, like, whatever. But there's certain things that they
tropes.
only there's like a certain like viewpoint that they see plus size people through. So it's great that you're challenging that.
And it's hard, especially as women, just because we're still fighting even just can it be a female instead of a male for so many roles.
Which
So
is, by the way, Gina Davis Institute is like killing it with that, right?
Yes.
Like, I love that she's like, what if it was? And I do that all the time now. I'm like, this show could have been a woman. Like, I get all like that. Which is why we're having this crossroads and we're like, well, why don't we just make them? So maybe we'll have to like make things with you.
Yeah.
Please. Do it.
Guys, we do have to take a break. We're going to do a quick commercial. And then what I really want to say, I'm going on Twitter right now.
World premiere of what I really want to say.
WIRWS. I'm really good. That's that hashtag.
So
Hashtag
you're
me
going to
on
watch it
Twitter.
right now. We're going to take a 15-minute little break, and then you're going to watch it.
We'll
Here
see you when we
go.
come back.
It's not the natural beauty products in your life, but the life in your natural beauty products. Linda Kammen's Aromatherapy Salon. LindaKammens.com for happier, healthier living.
Ladies and gentlemen, the house will open in 10 minutes.
Hi, last name Deech.
Did you get your tickets through TickTix?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Oh, there you are. Here you go.
Thank you.
Hey, Kathy. Oh, good, you're here. Now I have someone to sit with.
You're here, Lindsay. I didn't know that you were going to be.
Oh, it's so cute when people try to do theater. I mean, how could I miss it? Oh my God, look at you. Have you lost weight?
No, I don't think so.
Really? Have you checked? Because looks like you've lost weight to me.
No, I don't have a scale, so I don't weigh myself.
Oh, you should, because I'm pretty sure I'm right.
You saw me a month ago. Nothing's changed.
Ooh, let's go in. Look at you. Have you lost weight?
No, actually, I haven't. But did you get your snaggletooth fixed? It looks a lot straighter. Are you wearing Invisalign?
You've lost weight?
That's so funny. No, I'm exactly the same size. But you've gotten a haircut by a blind person on crystal meth. You and the barber on the Tina.
Look at you. Have you lost weight?
No, maybe you just remember me fatter. Has your boyfriend gotten that herpes frozen off his yet? Because you have a little lingering cold sore on your bottom lip there. Just curious.
Look at you. You've lost weight, right?
Wrong. But I have sucked snake venom out of a toddler's arm, bringing him back from the brink of death. I've translated a section of the Dead Sea Scrolls and turned it into a musical. It's my Hamilton. I've met Hillary Clinton and George Clinton on the same day.
Oh, I didn't.
No, of course you didn't. Of course you didn't, Lindsay. Do you even know my last name?
Look at you. Have you lost...
Wait? Were you going to say wait? Because no. I have lost about as much weight as you have taken medication for your narcissistic tendencies.
Okay, whoa. I was only...
You only have nothing else you can think of to say. So instead, you say something to me that you think will make me happy to see you, when in fact all it does is remind me that I'm somebody who should be losing weight in your eyes, because what else does a woman who looks like me have to think about in this godforsaken world except what motherfucking size she is? Well, maybe losing weight is not a goddamn compliment to me, you thoughtless, egomaniacal ashtray of a human! Ah! like my ticket.
Ooh, animals and smoke. Ugh, I hate when there's smoke. It's like so desperate. It's like we're doing a play. Cat? Cat!
Just go already. Get your skinny ass in there. Go,
Okay,
go, go,
Tix,
go.
Tix, calm down.
To say, hearing these guys laugh
I know.
was such a relief because we've been watching it for like
so
a
many
year.
times that I'm like, is it funny? I can't
She
tell.
says it to me the other day. She's like, "What if people don't get it?" I was like, I was literally like having a meltdown.
Editing jokes is exhausting.
Oh, I
You
mean,
just-
honestly, I
yeah.
was just like, I don't know. I've seen it so many times. I can't tell if it's funny anymore.
So thank you for
Thank you for laughing.
Oh my god, you guys are so sweet.
But that's the truth of how we feel day to day.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, I'm wearing my glasses.
You're adorable. I like her in glasses. So, thank you for being here for that.
I know.
No, it was
fun.
fun.
For
It was
the
fun
world
to-
premiere of what I really want to say.
So I also love that you sent us a little paragraph about your yoga love.
Oh my god!
Can we talk about that for a second?
We absolutely can.
Okay,
We
good.
should start with me saying I'm probably the least flexible person you know, and have
I'm like, I don't know. Have you met my husband?
Okay, fair. But that was something as well when I was switching tracks and careers. I kind of fell upon yoga just as a way of self-care and reconnecting with my body after a divorce and just kind of figuring out who I was and what was going on with me. And I started with Yoga with Adrian, which is on YouTube and free and is lovely. But I stumbled across this amazing yogi named Dana online. She goes by the handle Nola Trees.
Yes,
And
yes,
do you
yes,
know
we
her?
love
Do you
her.
follow? Oh my
yes,
gosh,
we repost her all the time.
I
yeah,
love her.
she's amazing. Her and Posey the yogi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and-
I'm obsessed with.
It's just
We have a picture of you
Gosh.
doing
Yes.
some yoga posing.
Yeah.
Live your
Look
life.
at you getting
Go
your
to, go to
Yoga
our
that flexible.
at plus the show on Instagram, guys. She's killing it.
She's
Yeah.
yogaing and yogurting.
Yes. yes.
Time.
My it would have been free vegan frozen yogurt, so I had to at least try and
Try
post
it, right.
myself. But yeah, it's a way for me to unwind, a way for me to reconnect with myself. But once I found out that Dana had classes on Cody, it was revolutionizing for me to find a video with someone that looked like me doing yoga and following it, because I think, like boobs get in the way or stomachs get in the way. Like things just aren't the same for the typical person that
Yeah,
you're
when you go
watching do
upside
yoga.
down, stuff goes
No,
with you.
so it was really exciting to find someone who I was like, oh, well, this is my struggle, but that doesn't mean I'm having a problem. It just means my body is a little bit different. And of course, her Instagram, as you guys know, is just filled with really affirming body positive thoughts. And it's very helpful for me throughout the day just to turn on Instagram and be like, oh yeah. So
Isn't it
and
amazing?
she rocks it.
Can you tell people what Cody is in case they didn't
Oh,
know?
it's of course. It's a online, and I exclusively use it for yoga. But my understanding, it's an online exercise app where you can pay for any class and have it at your disposal for whenever you want to watch it.
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah.
That is awesome.
So
I didn't
yeah,
know
so
what that was.
she, Dana, and then Jessamine Stanley is the other.
Yes,
girl's
and
name.
she is fierce.
She has a book
Fierce.
coming out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw
Yeah.
that. That's really exciting as well.
Yeah, we're
but they
excited too.
teamed up and did a bunch of yoga classes that you can buy by the bundle and see someone like you doing yoga, which has been a lot more encouraging, because I will say there are times that I'm just I don't want to be in my body. I don't feel good about myself. And then when you turn on a skinny girl doing yoga and flipping
and you're
over
like,
with
my
no
body doesn't look
problem.
like that.
And it doesn't do that, and it's not going to.
Right.
So it's been nice to have someone that I feel like is with me in the journey, and
That's
that
so
I can
awesome.
mimic. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and Eva just went to a yoga class.
I did just
Yes,
go to a yoga
we were
class.
discussing that
We were.
before.
And the teacher was a little bit picadocious on Peter. Like she
Yeah.
was like, straighten your leg, do this. And he's like, whoa.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still feeling
Yeah.
the aftermath of that
Yeah,
class
and as
2 days
a
ago.
less flexible person, I enjoy the privacy of my own home.
Right.
As well. Not gonna lie.
That's such a great resource. So
Yeah.
we're so glad you're sharing that. with
There's
us.
other classes, I assume, on there other than yoga.
There's everything. Again, I went there because of her
Right.
to do that. However, there's everything. When I sign in, they're pushing all sorts of apps. All
Ooh,
the
I
time.
wonder if there's other like Chub Zumba.
Oh yeah.
I would be shocked if there wasn't.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
I mean, they don't list it as Chub Zumba,
Yeah.
but I want them to.
Or you
Yeah.
could make a class with Chub
Oh,
Zuma.
I'll be like,
Are you
I'll be
doing
like,
it?
I'll make
Are
it
you
like,
doing
I'll be
Chub
like,
Zumba?
no, I don't. You have to be certified to do Zumba, but I could do
What if
like,
you called it like Zumba?
I could be like, I could do like Chub, like kind of totally stealing from Richard Simmons.
There you go.
Just like totally 80s at noon. Just be like, I'll do it with my sister.
There you go.
My sister's an aerobics instructor.
I'm trying to give a good name for that. Sweating with the chubbies.
Oh yes,
Nice.
I mean, I'm just
sweating
saying.
with chubbies. I told Peter this morning we were gonna go take a walk, and I was like, because I could just see my shadow, and I could just see how like chubby it was. I was like, chubby's coming around the corner. Peter's like, you guys should make songs. I was like, I'm not
Oh,
into
gosh.
that.
We just sing.
We
to
just
ourselves.
do. We just do all the
It's
time.
so
Your
ridiculous.
own personal impromptu musical.
Yes.
Yeah.
Constantly living in a
Constantly.
musical.
Poor Jarvis. Constantly. Sometimes gets real loud up in
Sorry,
this piece.
Jarvis.
So
Totally.
you also, I love, literally, your Instagram also looks like your Dr.
no.
Dolittle. And you love animals.
Yes.
And did you work?
Animals.
Do you have a shelter you work with?
Okay, so I work with a shelter. Some of the pictures you saw, though, were like kangaroos and rats and
Yeah,
random
yeah.
things. So I randomly got a dream job working with Sid and Marty Croft, who made Land of the Lost years and years ago.
The
And they
land
have-
of the lost.
Yes, thank you.
There
We're
you
singing.
go.
See, we
There you
always
go.
sing.
Yep, musical.
Yes.
Doing a show called Mutton Stuff, and which was puppets and dogs.
Yes.
Mostly puppets and dogs. However, we had kangaroos, we had rats. Somebody, one of the writers said it was like working on the Death Star because you could open the door and just anything could be there. Like I had my dog at work and she was freaking out, and I was like, "What's going on?" And I opened the door and it was like mini horses just outside of my trailer. Like,
I want
just
that in my life.
it was great. It's such a fun show. It's on Nickelodeon for anyone who's looking
I'm
to
sorry.
watch
All
it.
I can think about now is mini horses.
Oh,
like
mini-
that's
Pretty sure
all I want in
niece
my
and
life.
nephew watch that.
Yeah,
actually.
it's
like a popular
and
show.
that's what when I started randomly posting pictures, and we had fun guests on all the time. I'd post pictures, and people from my childhood would come and be like, "This is my kid's favorite show," and that's what. So all
You're
of a
like,
sudden, I was a random celebrity.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, and that was really fun for me because
my
as
gosh.
a lifelong animal lover and a lifelong puppet lover, so it was
Yeah.
cool just to be seeing the puppeteers going and then seeing the best trainers in the industry.
Yeah, I
with
was
their
wondering about that. Would that
dogs.
be hard to
Yeah.
see animal? Because like I remember watching like behind the scenes of Pirates of the Caribbean, and like
Yeah.
Jeffrey Rush was just so patient with that monkey. Like
Yeah.
he would just wait until the monkey was there, and then he would give his line. Like they just had to be so patient.
The kangaroos weren't particular. Apparently, they're not easy to train, but
Oh.
for the most part, like our dogs were amazing. Most of the animals on set were amazing. I do also work with a dog rescue because I'm a dog lover. I work with a group called Dogs Without Borders, who are amazing. They're here in Los Angeles for anyone that wants to foster or rescue or do anything or adopt. donate,
Christmas.
volunteer.
You might wanna do that, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they do, especially around the holidays. If you're in town for the holidays, they're looking for short-term fosters just because so many people go out of town and it's a slow adoption time. But it's a great group. We get dogs from all over the world, and we take a lot of dogs out of the shelters in the Los Angeles area.
They're so full.
It's so full. It's so rewarding because, truth be told, connecting a person and an animal, I think, is what it betters everyone's life. It betters the animals' lives. It's bettering the person's life, and it's people with pets are their best selves, I think.
Yeah, and they live longer.
Yeah, I read that.
Kathy Deach.
Everyone
do we
needs
need
to
to-
relax.
Kathy Deach does not ever want to live with an
I
animal.
don't really need to live with animals.
What about a fish? Can we start with a fish?
No, it'd probably die. She'd be like, "What? Oh, I forgot to put
kill
water in here."
plants.
You kill plants.
She does.
I kill plants too, but my guinea pigs lived for 8
Every-
years, and now my dog. Is
Every
doing
now
real
and then
well.
I see a dog, especially if it's like a golden doodle, that I lose my mind over.
Yeah.
I mean, I do love them. Like,
Yeah.
I do love them. I just like specific dogs. I have a really hard time imagining my space being shared. I'm a Leo.
Yeah.
I have my own
I know. She's
issues.
like,
That's why you foster a dog,
Right.
and then you see the
Yeah.
dog in the space to see.
there you
can this
go.
live here?
Yeah.
You can
Foster
find
a dog,
a
Kathy
hypoallergenic
Deach.
dog.
Happen.
Yeah, try it for a couple.
Maybe
weeks.
that could happen.
We'll do a whole
We'll
Instagram
see.
story about it.
I
We'll
look
see.
forward to
Oh my
it.
god, that'd be an Instagram novel. I literally would be a reality
Kathy
show.
Deach with a dog.
My friends right now are dying. Everyone's dying.
Everybody
I'm
is. I know
excited.
because
I'm
Kathy Deach
excited.
really doesn't like animals.
It's not that I don't like them. I hate when people say that. It's really rude. It's really rude. It really makes me feel like a serial killer, and it's not right.
a serial killer.
You're nervous about living in a space with a
I
dog.
just don't
My
like
boyfriend
sharing
feels
my
the same way.
space.
And
I
he
like
has
my space.
Very much adopted my dogs.
I have trained Kathy Deach though when she comes over to my house that she has to say hello to my cat. Otherwise, my cat will just sit there and meow at her face.
Yeah, and I think
Yes,
your cat
you
is
learned-
adorable.
yeah. No, I know.
Learn it. I didn't
Yes,
learn it.
yes. I was like, you have to say hello, otherwise she'll never go away. She'll
Yeah,
just
but I
meow
have
at
to
you.
learn to like your cat. Your cat's
I didn't
great.
say you had to learn to like her. I said you had to learn to say hello.
Oh, Lord.
Acknowledge her.
Yeah.
She
I
wants
mean,
to be
this
acknowledged.
is what
It's
it is.
true.
This is why I'm in a throuple, Rachel. I'm
Yeah.
glad you're divorced. I have to figure out a way to do that. I'm serving the
Talk
divorce. Getting my divorce papers in order.
Oh, I see how it is, Kathy Deach.
There was one article, you talked about kids, and I want to talk about like really
Yeah.
quickly because I think for the holidays this might come up too. About kids making comments about your size and how to
Oh,
deal with
yeah.
that. I mean, it was
Oh,
specifically like a parenting article,
Yeah.
but I really feel like even just as like human beings, I think parents actually probably have it a ton harder because they feel like it's a reflection on them as humans when their kid says something.
Yeah.
I actually babysat once and had a girl ask me, like right in front of her mom, "Why are you so fat?" And her mom was horrified and absolutely did not know how to handle it.
Yeah.
And I just was like, "Oh, there are people of every size. Like
Yeah.
people are different sizes." She was like 3.
Oh, that's a good answer.
Yeah, like they're
Yeah.
just there are people of all sizes. If you don't know more people like that, then I'm sorry. I also had a kid in my class who was 7 who asked me what size I was. But it was sort of came out of this conversation. But it was interesting to see like the older girls, like who were like 10, 11, be like, "You can't ask that," like
Yeah.
horrified. And I went, "You know what? I'm a lot of sizes. It depends on what I'm wearing. Like my
Yeah.
jeans are one size, my sweatshirts are another size, my t-shirts are so I'm all different kinds of sizes." And he was totally fine with that and was like, "Oh yeah." So I was just wondering like what things you think of, like what are some things, have you ever had that happen working with kids?
It's funny. The first thought I had wasn't even working with it. It was my cousin who I hadn't seen for a while and then came back and she just ran up to me and said, "Why did you get so fat?" Which I thought it really took me aback. And then she looked at my ex who had lost a lot of weight because he was sick and said, "Why are you so skinny?" And so we could kind of had this conversation that was a little more like anything that was different for her. And so you just say like people change over time and things like that became our conversation point. As far as working with kids in the industry, I think a lot of the time they're there to be as polite and professional as they can. So at
Right.
least to me,
They're
they're going to
savvy.
be,
Yeah.
they're going to be really good about it. And I think it's more being out in public and in other settings where you have to just kind of say, oh, people are made differently.
Yeah, for sure. How about you, Eva? Anything while we go out?
I mean, you know, I've had many conversations with my nieces and nephews. My nephew the other day was like, my mom used to be chubby. And I was like, first of all, your mom has never been chubby. But let's talk about what that means. And, you know, he couldn't really like pinpoint why it was funny. Like I asked him like, hey, why is it funny that she used to be chubby? And like, would you love her any less if she was chubby?
Oh, I like
And he was like, oh, no. I was like, I'm chubby. Do you love me any less? And he was like, no. And I was like, okay, so then it doesn't really matter. And he was like, yeah, no. And I was like, okay, great.
Yeah. It's more about you not having a reaction, right?
Right.
Yeah, I think
Right.
so.
That's that too. Guys, I hate to do it. We got to roll.
Wait, tell people how they can follow
yes.
you. Where they can find you.
I'm on Instagram and Twitter as, this is so obnoxious, Ms. Rachelli. So it's MsRachelli.
I think that's adorable.
Amazing.
It's been such a
Follow
pleasure.
her.
Yes, follow
please
her.
follow.
So much
Yeah.
for coming on our
We're
show.
so
It was
excited.
so fun.
And we didn't get to talk about it, but Ralph Pucci, guys, has his sides mannequins that we're going to post about on our Facebook page.
Yes.
So
Go
check
check it
that
out.
out. It's in New York. I'm hoping to see it when I get there. But big mannequins, y'all.
Yeah, size 16
Gorgeous
mannequins.
ones. Yes.
Awesome.
And
And we'll see you next
we'll
week.
see you next week. It'll be our finale of the season.
Yeah,
so
season finale
stay
next
tuned
week.
next Thursday, same time plus
Love
this.
you guys.